Products Thursday, a chicken-free chicken nugget made of, let me show you, pea protein, egg whites, flaxseed, and bamboo fiber, and a blended patty of meat and veggies. Shares of Beyond Meat, which Tyson was actually an early investor in, fell as much as 4% pre-market on the news, down around 1%. Paul LaMonica is joining us live now. Paul, step into my kitchen here.
Yes, indeed, although that looks suspiciously like real chicken.
That is actually real chicken. So just walk us through this. So with Tyson Foods, can they really at this point, do you think, I mean, obviously they're huge, they pretty much own the meat market in the United States, but can they really compete with Beyond Meat at this point, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's still very early stages for the plant-based craze that we have right now, and Tyson is probably smart to be trying to get into it. As you pointed out, they actually were an early investor. They probably wish they still had an equity stake because Beyond Meat has surged. But what's interesting here is that Tyson, egg whites, last I checked, that egg probably came from a bird. So it is not entirely plant-based in the way that Beyond Meat and Impossible is.
It's a bit of a hybrid. Yeah, exactly. They're doing a hybrid thing. So do you think that this whole sort of plant-based meat market that we're seeing explode in the United States, is it becoming overcrowded? You've got KFC getting in on the game. You've got Tyson getting... Nestle is even trying to get in on it. What
Nestle is going to be launching its own product. That's going to be very interesting to see how that affects Beyond Meat stock and what happens to Impossible as well. Impossible, in some respects, may be more well-known to many Americans because they have the Impossible Whopper at Burger King, but Impossible still doesn't have the distribution in grocery stores the way that you're going to see with Nestle when they launch, and Beyond Meat already having their products in many grocery stores. So I think the biggest issue right now is that this is a legitimate, undeniable food trend. People want to eat healthier. They also want to eat in a way that may be more favorable to the environment. And doing that through these plant-based types of products, I think, will be good. But in the same way, I'm going to date myself here, in the late 90s, where we didn't need to have 75 different alternatives to Amazon, because there was only one Amazon that really survived and thrived, we probably don't need tens of dozens of plant-based meat companies.
So KFC is getting in. They've got a new sort of meat product they're calling the Imposter. I love that name. But here's my question. If you're vegan, do you really go to KFC to buy food?
It is a great question. I think that what a lot of these restaurant chains are hoping is that the fashionable term these days seems to be flexitarian, which I find amusing because I'm an old school guy. I still call them omnivores. You eat meat and you eat plants, you eat vegetables. But I think people are increasingly wanting the texture of meat, but without all of the side effects of meat, red meat in particular, also white meat for chicken. But what's going to be interesting, if you go to KFC, do you really want something made out of fermented fungus? I think that remains to be seen.
And I actually want to make it clear to our audience that KFC is launching the Imposter in the UK for now.
We don't know if it's coming to the US just yet.
So when you think about, just to get it back to the markets ever so slightly, when you think about Beyond Meat and just how much it's surged since its IPO, over 250% or so above its IPO price, that is quite appealing for short sellers, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that one of the problems is that the volume for Beyond Meat, the number of shares that are available is still relatively small, and that's one of the reasons and why the price has been able to pop so dramatically, is you have that low float. That makes it harder to short as well. So it's going to be fascinating to see whenever that lockup period expires and insiders are allowed to sell in a couple of months, is there going to be this wave and unloading of Beyond Meat shares? Because some of these investors are going to be licking their chops, so to speak, and saying, hey, I'm going to cash in now because, the stock's up dramatically from that $25 IPO price.
So when you think about a company like Beyond Meat and just how many different companies are jumping on the bandwagon, just especially after seeing how successful they've become, what could they continue to do to stand out?
Yeah, I think that when you're a company like Beyond Meat, obviously you want to have as many different restaurant partners as possible. So the fact that they're working with Tim Hortons, which is a corporate cousin of Burger King, is good news for them. So it shows that Restaurant Brands, the owner of Burger King, isn't going all in on Impossible, so to speak. So having as many partners as possible on the retail side would be great, because they do have that leg up on Impossible, because you can buy and bring home and cook for yourself a Beyond Meat burger. Impossible, you can't do that yet. Unless you're going to Burger King or one of the Impossible partners, you're not going to be able to just take an Impossible patty and grill it yourself yet, because they're still trying to figure out retail distribution.
All right, Paul LaMonica. I have to offer you to take some of this home.
And I'm going to have to decline.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were going to take it home. You're going to decline. Okay.
Sorry.